is this recession season going to be a severe depression? Yeah. Yeah. So a recession is defined as 2 quarters that are down year over year when it comes to revenue for a country, which is called GDP, gross domestic product. So if you have 2 quarters that are down year over year, then that's called a recession. If there's 3 down year over year, some people refer to it as a depression. So yes, I think it might end up being called as a depression, unlike 2008, which was called the Great Recession. But I think there's going to be a lot of parallels to what happened back in the 1930s, when in the United States, at 20s even, when you had this Great Depression. But I think that our governments today are much more sophisticated than they were back then when it comes to monetary policy and fiscal policy. Monetary policy means changing the policy of money by making interest rates go up and down by buying or selling bonds. Fiscal policy means lowering taxes or stimulus programs, giving people money to stimulate the economy. Back in previous depressions, or the last depression, I should say, they raised interest rates a lot. Versus this cycle, economic cycle, they cut interest rates and create a ton of stimulus programs globally. And actually, the EU announced a $1.5 trillion stimulus program, which is commensurate with that of the United States. So I think that governments are much more sophisticated now when it comes to handling financial crises, especially given what happened in 08, which is only 12 years ago. So it's going to be severe, I think. I don't think it's going to be as severe as the 1930s. Because interest rates were much, much higher then. But I think it's going to be quite severe, unfortunately. And so what we can all do is we can actually start our own companies online from home. If you have a cell phone, which you all have, and you have internet connection, you can do it. You don't have to be here in Silicon Valley or Palo Alto to start your own business anymore. You can be anywhere, man. You know, broadband is truly ubiquitous. Internet access is quite cheap globally. And you don't have to physically be anywhere to start a company. And so when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And so I know this is a terrible point in history. And I pray every day for everybody that has COVID and is going through financial problems. That being said, with crisis comes opportunity. This is your opportunity to start a company at home, a side hustle. Even if you work for somebody else right now, you can still kind of start a side hustle in your spare time.